Are you feeling a bit discombobulated at the moment? Kind of straddling between two identities, maybe? One foot in where you were maybe a few years ago and the other one struggling to find a footing in where you are now? Well, if so, this video is for you. I'm Helen Packham, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so right now and like and comment so that I can find out how you feel about this subject. This subject is a personal one because I'm finding myself here at the moment. And I go back to things I've mentioned in previous videos. I'm talking to you if you're someone who is very tenacious. You've always been driven to achieve. And that's meant that you probably run your own business. You're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a small business owner. Or you might be a leader. You might be an entrepreneurial leader in an organization. And you just have that drive as well. It doesn't matter. If you've got that tenacious dog with a bone type of attitude, you're going to be able to relate to this. That drive is the thing that's kept me going over the past 10 years. And it's almost like it's an innate one. It is the dog with the bone. It's like, go, 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 keep going, keep going. What's the goal? What's the goal? What's the action today? What are we going to do? And that has been a driving force. And yet lately, I'm feeling like I need to take the bone out of my mouth. I'm needing to reassess how I do things, how I approach things. And I'll tell you where this has come from. I am experiencing changes in obviously like hormones and things like that as I reach my mid-40s. And that has caused me to feel like what was working previously in terms of my health isn't necessarily working now. And what I mean by that is foods that I used to be able to eat with no problem, I can't really eat now. Exercise that I used to do, that I used to be able to exercise regularly and maintain a particular weight, I can't do now. It's changed. Sleep and all of these sorts of things are causing me to feel differently about how I'm showing up in life. And that's causing me to feel a bit unsettled because how I was doing things a few years ago isn't working now, right? In terms of health. That's also the same in terms of my business. So that dog with the bone attitude was a few years ago very, 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 very ambitious in terms of doing this launch and writing the book and launching a podcast and doing all these things and setting massive goals and wanting to achieve them. And where I am now is calling for a reassessment of that almost. I'm still ambitious, but in this taking the bone out of the mouth metaphor, it's refocusing on what does that look like now? Because I've got to understand that I'm changing in identity, in how I'm showing up in the world, in how I feel good about showing up in the world. And also that then changes what work I do and how I work. And what feels good doesn't. And this project realignment I've been on has been really great to do that, but I'm not done. I'm taking some time over the summer to really look at this in detail because I feel like a shake-up is coming. I feel like a shift, a big, big shift was coming to really embrace it rather than resist it. And you might be feeling that too. You might be feeling these shifts are happening and you're questioning a lot of things. Do I want to run the business the way I do? Do I want to do what I'm doing anymore? Do I want to be showing up the way I'm showing up anymore? Well, it has to feel good, right? You only want to be putting your energy into things that feel good, that feel aligned, where you're serving the right people, where you're getting paid well for it. A few things have triggered that off for me. I haven't been paid by a few companies, so I'm owed quite a lot of money. And that has an impact on how you're showing up and how you're doing things. And so, yeah, I'm taking time over the summer to redefine what the big neon wins look like. What are your big neon wins? Well, as I say, a few years ago, my big neon wins were the launch, the big launch, the podcast, this, that, the other, the book. Well, I'm going to redefine what those big neon wins are over the summer, and I'm going to reassess what that looks like. And you know what? That big, bright, flashing sign, I think it's going to change colour. I think it's going to move to another part of the wall. I think it's going to get a bit smaller. Because what's really important to me right now is a feeling of homeostasis, of balance, of peace and calm and fulfillment. I want to let go of the chasing dog with a bone feeling, remove the bone and reassess what that pace looks like now. Where can I take my foot off the gas? Where can I change the path I'm on so it feels a bit better, but it's still joyful. It's still ambitious to a certain extent in what ambitious looks like to me, but it's more fulfilling and it's more peaceful. It's not so anxious. It's not so tense. And so what does that look like for you? The other thing I'm doing is I'm getting clear on where I am health-wise. Now, you might be like me in that you just go, and you might be feeling, it just don't feel quite right, just don't feel optimum now. So I'm having some panel work done. It's to get a sense of where I am in terms of it's a functional medicine test. They're called a Dutch test. And I'm having that done. I will report back on that if anyone's interested, because I feel like, as I say, what was working before isn't working now in terms of my sleep, in terms of what I eat, in terms of how I'm moving. And the other shift I think that is required is how I'm moving. A few years ago, I was brutal in the gym, massive weights and, really pushing myself. I need to do things differently now. Yeah, I still love exercise. I move every day, I walk every day, but it's more gentle strength training over brutal gym session. At the moment, that's what I need. More yoga, more time for stillness. And that's what's calling for me at the moment, and maybe calling for you too. And I know we say this all the time, and you see this all over social media, that we just need to pause. We just need to stop. We need to be slow. But it's really hard when your whole life you have just been driven with this internal thing that just keeps you going and going and going, right? And there's nothing you can do about that. And it's a really good thing, by the way, to have that trait. It's a brilliant thing. It's got you to where you are now. Maybe it's time to reassess what that looks like. Maybe it's time to adjust the pace, to reimagine future. And you might be watching this going, no, sod you, Helen, I've got big, scary goals. I'm going to achieve them. Well, yeah, I still have big goals. How I'm achieving them is going to change. And also, my place in life, where I am, is going to be different to yours. This is designed to meet you wherever you're at, and it might not even speak to you. I'm speaking to the person who's feeling like there's a big shift, and it's something that you can design. You don't need to go running back to a corporate job for stability or safety or peace. You can design that yourself while still getting the kicks that you want, but just in calm, more peaceful ways. So if I was to summarize what I'm saying here, get clear, get aware, knowledge is power. Take that phone out of your mouth and readjust your pace. Look at the way you're moving through life, and maybe you don't need to be as brutal as you were. And redefine what the big neon winds look like. What does that look like for you? Do you need to change the colour of the light? Do you need to move it to a different wall? Let me know. I'd love to know what you think about what I'm sharing here, because I think there's a lot of people who will be able to resonate. So please do subscribe. Please do like. Please do comment below. Where are you at the moment? And what's your next